You're listening to Tour Tech, your 5 weekly takeaways to tourism success. This series is brought to you by the digital tourism think tank in partnership with the European project Tourbit, which is co-financed by the European Commission's COSME program for SMEs. I'm Nick Hall, founder of the digital tourism think tank, joined by our series co-host Marie Texier, looking after Tourbit for Paris & Co. And each week, we'll be bringing you insightful discussions with tourism SMEs undergoing digital transformation together with the innovative tech partners who are guiding them on that journey. In today's episode, we have the pleasure of hosting Eva Ilopis, the Sales and Marketing Director of GAT Rooms, and Joan Salvatella, the co-founder of the SaaS platform Bookline, and both of these are from Spain. So what can you expect to hear in today's episode?
We'll all hear about artificial intelligence, how we can use that and so on. And in this episode, we will have a concrete application on how AI can really make your business on the next step and the next level thanks to Voicebots.
Wow, Voicebots. Okay, I'm curious now, so let's head straight to the episode and hear what they had to say.
My name is Eva Ilopis. I am working for GAT Rooms. It's a hospitality company. We manage 2 properties, one in Lisbon and one in Berlin. And we have a new opening project in Oporto for the last quarterly of 2025. I'm in charge of the sales and marketing department. I have been working for GAT Rooms for more than 15 years. And in all these years, I have evolved my career. And I am very happy to belong to this company that the main expectation is to make happy our guests and to make the experience unforgettable.
That's great. And Joan, can you tell me more about yourself as well?
I'm Joan Salvatella. I'm the co-founder of Bookline, a startup from Barcelona that specializes in conversational AI for SMEs. We are helping hotels, apartments, and other tourism companies automate their bookings over the phone, ensuring that potential clients, regardless of their time zone or location, can effortlessly interact and book services. Even though that they are still going through the phone, we make sure that they find the room.
Okay, so I'm really curious, how did you meet each other and how did you know, Eva, that Joan has the solution for you?
So we met each other by one contact from another supplier, and they explained me about the project. They tell me, I am now working with a new startup that they are working with EA, and they are focusing the call centers for restaurants, and now they are trying to evolve this project to the hotels. Are you interested in trying to cooperate with us and see how can drive this project to the hotels? And do you think that is interesting for you? And I said, oh, yes, it's really interesting because for us, it's one of the challenges to attend the telephone during 24 hours, 7 days a week. We have shifts on the different hours of the day, but sometimes they are busy or sometimes they're doing something else and they are not allowed to pick up the phone. Or sometimes it's from desk working, but not the reservations department. So here is a big gap that we need to cover. And for me, if there's a solution that can help us to attend the phone and to receive all the inquiries of the guests at the moment that they call, for us, it's perfect. So this is why our cooperation starts. And for me, it was a very interesting proposal and a challenge because I always want to improve our work. And also I'm trying to find how to optimize our work or our staff also. And for me, it was really, really interesting starting this cooperation.
I totally agree. I'm really grateful for you, Eva, because as you were mentioning, we were working mainly with restaurants, right? And we were familiar with the problem. Not all SMEs are able to answer the phone every time. And when you don't, you're missing reservations, you're missing the opportunity to automate something that may not be so value added, depending on the case. And also you're leaving a bad impression for the end client that is trying to talk to you, right? We were familiar with the problem, but it's not the same in restaurants that it is for hotels. And we had this idea on how we could solve this problem, but Eva showed us the way. It's like in the sense that what we currently have is no way near what we initially thought that we would have to do. So Eva helped us find a way in the sense that we have the tools, but you know the business. Let's work together into finding the best solution here.
So, what was the process? How did you start working together? Did you make an audit to evaluate? Can you tell us more the process, please?
Well, I think after the first conversation, it was very easy for me because from Bookline, I received a totally open mind set of people that said, okay, what do you need exactly, Eva, to cover this gap that you have? And I explained our situation. So after the pandemic, for example, it's difficult for us to retain some talent in the hotels, and people is changing. So when you explain the process for making a reservation, or when you have someone that it's running on the position, then it's left. So I need how to cover all my calls all the time and to give an immediate solution to the guests, because also after the pandemic, what we see in the hotels is that people is more fluent with the technology, they are smarter, and they want the answer at the moment. So it's not like before that maybe you send an email and you wait and they reply you the day before. No, they call and they want now to book, because also reservations are coming in shortest booking window. So if you are not smart to solve the problem at the moment, you are losing business. And for me, it was easy because from the first moment, they fit exactly what I need. I know from their side, it was easy or not, but for me, it was very easy because I explained in one video call that I remember that we have with Joan and Fede. And then the machine starts working. And for me, it was really easy.
From maybe our perspective was that, we had this blank slate mindset where we want to fix the problem for Eva, for guest rooms. Let's learn how she would do it. And from there we move on. But, it was not an easy process in the sense that we did not hit the right mark the very first time, right? We had to iterate over the solution because we had a different understanding. And from there we evolved. We are very happy that we had the chance to work with her so that we could actually find this for future clients in the industry. We will have this open mind as well, but it will not involve so much work because Eva did most of it. So it's an iterative process because you need to make sure that you adapt to the SME, to the company, and not vice versa. It's not the company that needs to adapt to this new fixed solution. Is that we need to keep an open mind so that we make it work for everyone.
Okay, and how does it work? How do you use artificial intelligence in your solution to help a hotel?
So basically, whenever you make a call to the hotel, the call is transferred to a voicebot. A voicebot is like a chatbot that you use to interact with a website, but that is able to talk and listen, and it answers the phone. And it acts like any agent, like, hi, welcome to Hotel Got Rooms. How can I help you? Right? It's like, I want to make a reservation. Okay, for how many days? When do you want to get in? And how many rooms? So we ask all the information that we need to make the reservation. But what is unique here is that even though that we may not have an integration with the booking engine, we are able to just gather all the lead information so that a person can call back. Just the very first thing that we need to do is make sure that we have all the information so that nothing is lost. And even if the customer does not fulfill the reservation, we can react, we can call back and make sure that they do. So how does it work? Basically, we ask question by question everything that they need. From there, we send an email to the hotel so that they have everything. And also, for the person that is making the call, we send them a WhatsApp message so that they can complete the reservation on the website. So that for them is that very, very easy to just, okay, I said everything. I receive a WhatsApp message with a predefined URL that they just need to click, and everything is filled out for them. So it would be as if they went to the website and did it, but for the hotel, we have the information from the lead that maybe if they just went to the website, they would not pick up. So they can act upon it and reach out and make sure that they actually fulfill the reservation and see if, oh, on the booking engine, I did not have this stock, but now I do. Let's reach out now and maybe we can gather that guest.
Okay, so let's pretend I'm calling Gatroom in Berlin. I want to book 2 rooms for 2 adults. So the AI over the phone will ask me the question. And if, for example, I have another question because I'm coming with my dog, can I ask the question and the artificial intelligence will recognize what I'm saying, or will it redirect me to an employee?
There are 2 ways here. But Eva, please go ahead.
I want to tell you that we are working on it also, because if we have some frequently asking questions that we are working to evolve and how we can implement with the EA. At the moment, Joan will explain you better, but you can be redirect to the front desk if you have a more specific question.
Our approach here is first, we try to gather what is the question, right? From there, we can send it to the hotel so that they can decide what to do with it. And then we transfer the call to the hotel just to make sure, to the front desk, if someone can pick up, right? If no one is available, the hotel already has the question so that they can proactively reach out and explain something. And it's like, oh, yes, Marie, you can come with your dog. That's no problem at all. And then fulfill the reservation. So we try to cover both. We make sure that everything is recorded, like no information is lost, but also we try to help the end customer fulfill their interaction. So if there's a question that we do not have an answer to, we transfer the call to the front desk. But we're moving from here to automate some answers to those questions. And there are some things that we might be able to answer. There are others that we might not. For example, you are calling because you left your purse in a room. We cannot automate ever this. We need to transfer the call to the front desk.
Of course, it makes sense. Really clear. So we can do a comparison with the chatbot we have online. So if we ask questions that are in the script, it's perfect. But if we are asking a question that is not in the script, they redirect us to a human behind the chatbot, right?
Yes. Our main idea here is to not force anyone to interact with the Voicebot. Basically, what we are trying to help. And if you want to talk to someone, you're always sent to someone. It is not with any other company that they force you to go to the Voicebot. For this case, it's like we are trying to help you. It is more likely that you get what you want with the Voicebot. And if not, then we transfer you to the front desk so that they can actually help.
Okay, that's perfect, because I can already hear some people saying, I don't want to talk to a robot. I want to talk to a human.
Yeah. Well, if you say this, actually, the robot says, I'm sorry, let me transfer you the call to someone at the front desk.
That's great. And can you share with us some key learnings and best practices?
Well, we are really satisfied with the feedback that we receive, because for me, receptionists can continue doing their work, and some telephone calls has been attended by the EA. We receive by email the leads, because that's people that want that receive the last feedback, because you have to leave your phone number and then you will receive the link to finish the reservation and your phone number. And it's people that maybe don't like to give the phone number, but as Joan said, we receive by email the lead, so we can call the guest and say, okay, we see that you have made a reservation. And I think that people feel personalized attention, because first of all, they have the answer, but they don't finish because they don't want to give the telephone. But then a person call you, or a person can contact you and tell, okay, if you want to finish your reservation, I am here to help you. Okay, so all my feedback, it's positive. So I don't have anything that said, okay, it's not something that help us or it's not positive also for the hotel and for the guest. And nobody called us saying, okay, I don't want to speak with someone that it's not a human back on the phone. No, I think your question is solved. So this is what the guests want.
Thank you, Eva, for this feedback. Like it really makes me, glad that we managed to work this together. So maybe trying to summarize some of the key features or best practices around it is that do not enforce guests to do something that they do not want. This is something that will help them, right? This would be number one. Number two is being able to capture the lead helps you provide a more personalized experience and make sure that they actually fulfill the reservation. Because keep this in mind, if someone is actually calling your hotel, is that they are really interested in going there. It's not that they landed on the website by any random reason. They are actually interested. So making sure that you have all the information to help them to clarify any doubts there will make you actually make more reservations, right? So this will be number two. And number three is that this is not trying to remove anything. It is here to help you sell more. This is actually a tool that will help you do more, not remove anything. We are building this on top of the current processes so that it's on top. If you're a hotel manager and you are still working with paper, that's okay too. I mean, this is a very good way to start working with a booking engine or something that might help you in the future. We are just trying to adapt to the current processes for the hotel and make sure that we can help you sell more, automate some parts that may not be needed to do manually, and make sure the guest gets the experience that they deserve.
Yeah, and I'm totally agree. And there's another big thing that helps us with our business, because one of the main fights of the hotels is to have more direct bookings and not so many bookings by the OTAs. So on this way, maybe the guest call you from United States and you are in a hotel in Europe. So there's like difference of the time. And so they call you and your reservation department is not working. So maybe if nobody attends the phone or pick up the phone, you lose this reservation and the guest goes to booking.com or expedia.com to make the reservation. With Bookline or with this solution, the guest can finish the reservation at the moment that they call. So you are obtaining a direct booking. The business is better for you. You have not to pay commission for this booking, and the satisfaction of this guest is, I think, good from the first insight they have with the hotel. So you are not losing leads and you are obtaining more qualified leads, because also the business is better for the hotel. So this is also two important things for us in the sales department and for our hotel.
So since you are using Bookline, have you seen some improvement in your direct bookings, in the customer satisfaction? What are the KPI, so key performance indicator, you are following to make sure the solution is improving your business?
Yes, obviously we are focusing increasing our direct sales, and now we are starting our cooperation, and at the moment we only have the phone number in our Google My Business site, not in all the telephone contacts of the hotel. So because this is a test and we have to implement. Also, we are making some investments in our Google ads, and it's the main focus where the guests have to find you first. And then if you facilitate the guest that arrives to you, and when arrives to you, it's easy to make the reservation, our direct sales has increased from more or less September. I think that we start really with the phone number implemented in our site. Maybe 1 point, depending on the month also, because there's month that maybe you have more groups. One of the hotels is, they have different segmentation. One is more corporate, the other is more leisure, but 1 or 2 points in some month versus last year, we have increased our direct sales.
And was it easy for you and your team, Eva, to use this tool to be trained on Bookline?
Yes, because for us it was really, really easy. We just received an email from Bookline with the lead of the guest, and then we keep this lead. And if we check that they don't want to leave their telephone number, it's also noted that WhatsApp, no. So then we call them and we made the follow-up, not only for individual bookings, also for group bookings, because group bookings are especially, and they need another cancellation policy, another payment conditions. And then we call, okay, we see that you want to make a reservation for these days, for 20 rooms, for 3 days in Berlin. So are you interested that we send you an offer? And then we start the negotiation, and it's easy because then it's our day by day working. So the only that we have is the lead that comes directly to us, and we don't lose this contact. And the tool, it's really easy. So there's no problem to use it or to incorporate in our daily work.
So every SME, small hotel, big hotel, campings can use this tool. There is no worry to have about being tech friendly, because you are using the word artificial intelligence and can be maybe a little bit scary, but at the end, it's easy to implement and to use.
I have to say, like, usually compared to other solutions that you need to learn, like this works out of the box. Like you just put in the number and it picks up the phone for you. Like you do not need to do anything. That's the great thing. But there is a part where you need to adapt. That's what Eva was mentioning. You need to properly know, to know how to properly interact with the emails that you receive with the lead information. Just you need to make sure that when you receive a lead, you need to reply back and make sure that you follow up with them, making sure that they finalize the reservation. So it's very simple. It is like you just need to focus on your email, make sure that every person that is interested in coming to your hotel gets the reservation that they want.
Yeah, for the hotel, it's really, really, really easy. I think the difficult part is from Bookline, that they have to connect, they have to adapt to your needs and to connect with your booking engine, because not all the hotels work with the same booking engine. So I think the technical issues or the problem should be from the part of Bookline, because for the hotel, it's really easy and very simple.
It is on our side.
Joan, you can make connection with every booking engine, or you have, for the moment, only a few you can make connection with?
We have connected with more than 15 booking engine already. We are rapidly growing this, as we know that we don't want to reach out to a hotel that says, hey, are you integrated with my booking engine? And say, no. It's like, okay, let's figure it out. Let's do it. Let's find a way to fix it so that no one needs to change their processes. We want to adapt to what they are currently doing.
Okay, so your solution seems amazing. You have nothing to do and it's working like magic. Maybe we can conclude with the last question, which is, can you share with us the main takeaways a tourism SME that are listening to our podcasts can remember?
Yeah, the main takeaways for this would be the value proposition that Bookline has for an SME here is that with our solution, you can automate part of picking up the phone so that you can take some time to do other things that are more value added. 2, you can increase your revenue in making more sales and also increase the proportion of direct sales overall, right? Because as Eva was mentioning, if you do not pick up the phone, maybe they will just go to Booking and do the reservation either way. So you need to make sure that you can get this covered. And third, it is also very important to make sure that the guest gets the experience that they want. So try to adapt to it. And if they are from another country and making a phone call in a different time zone, you need to be able to answer. And also, we haven't talked much about it, but it's also important to reply back or talk in their native language. For us, English may be something that we are already used to because we, as hoteliers, we talk with a lot of international people, but Spanish guy that is trying to make a reservation in somewhere else, maybe they are not so fluent in English. So having a bot in Spanish talking to them and helping make their direct reservation helps a lot. So I think these three topics are the main reason why someone needs to go to digitalize their phone reservations and increase their revenue there.
So, for example, I am based in France and I want to do a reservation in Berlin. I will call and the Bookline engine will recognize my phone number and reply to me in French.
Yes.
That's great.
This is very important because for German people, normally they obviously speak English, but they want to be attended in German. And also it's a handicap because people that now it's opting for the hospitality services, not everybody is fluent with German. And sometimes it's young people that come to Berlin to make their German fluent. And it's difficult sometimes on the phone. So with Bookline, also we cover this gap. And the guest satisfaction, it's also increased by this fact. So this is another thing that it's one point to put over the table that it's very valuable for us.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing all of that with us. Is there anything you would like to add we didn't talk about? You would like to say more about a topic?
Maybe let me add that Eva has been great. Like, it's fantastic working with her. I'm really grateful for that. When you are starting a startup, it's very easy when you have customers and people that you can rely, like Eva. And so I just wanted to say, if you have the chance to go to our rooms, please do it. If they are doing the work as Eva does, it will be a fantastic experience.
Thank you. And for me, a person that it's working in the hospitality sector for more than 25 years, it's really a challenge and it's really a work to discover, to go to the hand of these startups with technology, because it's what we need for the sector. And as I said initially, not only for the professional side, because also for the personal, for growing with this new step that we have. I think that it's very interesting and it's also a motivation to continue growing and developing.
Okay, wow, that was a fascinating interview. A lot stood out for me, but how about for you, Marie?
Yeah, at first, to be honest, I was a little afraid of what they're going to do with the voice bot, because I really like human contact. And then when I go in a hotel, it's to talk to people, to meet people. And when I knew I was about to talk to a voice bot over the phone, I was like, oh no, I will lose this contact. But not at all. At the end, I was so surprised the quality of the voice bot, and he really helped me to book a room because I tasted, obviously. And so I think if you're a hotel, you should try, and you will see how much time you will win and also how efficient it can be for your team.
It's crazy to think that this kind of technology is so accessible for really small businesses. It's the kind of things that we think only the bigger tech companies are going to do. But I think, as we heard there, it's really something that's accessible.
Exactly. You don't have to be tech-friendly. You just need to use a computer and you can implement this solution in your accommodation. So please, try.
So let's have a look at what our 5 key takeaways were for this episode. The first key takeaway is not to shy away from technologies which are in their very early stages. Perhaps they can sometimes appear too costly, inaccessible, or even too far forward-looking. AI in this instance has really demonstrated its true potential, and we see the role of generative AI in the context of voice and natural language processing being able to digitize a key customer interaction, which for various reasons may still benefit from a more human or personalized experience. The second is that by implementing a pioneering technology such as personalized voice bots, we can effectively overcome blockages in the business, such as dealing with inquiries when we're overloaded, boosting direct bookings efficiently and effectively, also with a sense of personal interaction, and enhancing guest satisfaction by being available in their language or at their time convenience. And at the same time, we can automate processes that can often seem quite cumbersome, especially when we think of that context of picking up the phone, dealing with an inquiry, and processing a booking. The third key takeaway is that the story behind Bookline and GAD accommodation is one that really shows us the importance of building technology partnerships, specifically tailored to the needs of our sector. Sometimes we need to be open to working collaboratively. We need to think about how we can pilot new ideas or become a testbed. The rewards can really make it well worth the time investment, as we've seen here. The fourth key takeaway is that user-friendly experiences don't only apply to user interfaces. They can also apply to how we integrate technology into processes and workflow, into daily operations. And in this instance, we've seen a really great example of how an amazing user experience can benefit both the guest, but also the back-end operations for teams and employees. And the fifth key takeaway, well, we all want to focus on the bottom line. And this is really demonstrated in the way in which we can use technology as our ally in achieving that. Enhancing sales efforts without displacing existing processes, increasing lead capture at times which can be difficult to support, and successfully overcoming barriers in securing things like direct bookings are all key challenges that SMEs in tourism are keen to solve. And of course, when we work across the wider sector, these are some of our biggest challenges. This example has really shown us how technology can be an enabler and part of the solution. So there's a lot to learn from that. Well, you can learn more about Bookline by visiting their website. And if you want to learn from Eva's experience, you can of course reach out to her. She'll be very happy to tell you more about how they've successfully implemented technology right into GAT rooms. Or why not give them a call and try that yourself?
You've been listening to Tour Tech. That's a wrap for another week. If you liked today's episode, be sure to leave a review and share amongst your networks across social. These two small actions make a really big difference. We appreciate the time you take to listen and, of course, to share. Make sure you don't miss future episodes. New episodes are released every Monday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all major podcasting platforms. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and get your podcasts every week in your inbox. Tourbit is a partnership co-funded by the European Commission's COSME program for small and medium-sized enterprises, and it's led by an incredible team of partners who are all as passionate about what they do as the businesses they're supporting. This includes the Catalan Tourist Board, Barcelona Chamber of Commerce, Paris & Co., Tourism 4.0 in Slovenia, Hub Brussels, Iceland's Tourism Cluster, the Lapland University of Applied Sciences, and NEST, the Tourism Innovation Centre in Portugal. On behalf of these incredible partners at Tourbit and the European Commission, and of course here at the Digital Tourism Think Tank, thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you next week.